Hey everybody, this is Brad Geiger along with my good friend Dave Kellett, and it's time once again for our annual Best of the Year show.
These are all our favorite moments from 2020 gathered into one show for you. And Brad, on a scale of 1 to 10 for redeeming value, how much redeeming value does this episode have?
It doesn't have a whole lot of redeeming value, but then again, the whole year was a dumpster fire. So if you made it, to the end of the year, you deserve a couple of moments of non-redeeming quality, and that's what we're going to bring you right here.
That's right. So make yourself a cup of cocoa, pull up a chair, grab a blanket, get a dog. I don't know what I'm saying. And enjoy the best moments of 2020 for ComicLab. It is always like she's sound asleep, like gently snoring, and I'm by myself, and I just staring at the ceiling like, why, God, why? And I just hear someone going, "Your surroundings here are so calm and pleasant that it brings a feeling of complete peace that washes over your entire body and mind. You breathe in deeply and allow the peacefulness to fill you. You notice the birds singing in the trees. Chirp, chirp, chirp. Look at them chirping. Take the time now to release any of your worries and disturbing thoughts, any sadness you may be feeling. Wish it away! Wish it away! Let those feelings float up and away, floating far away. And then, like you, I realized that comics were rebooting every 5 years because their readership was aging out every 5 years, and that I had aged out and I couldn't tolerate the reboots, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's not an accident that they reboot, because every 5 years or so, those readers are gone. And so they have to be like, all right, we're starting it over. It's a new Xavier, and he's got a whole new setup for the X-Men.
This is Peter Parker. He's about to get bit by a spider.
Hey, everybody.
Again.
These 4 people are in a spaceship, and they've been hit by some kind of rays. I hope they don't turn into something fantastic. Oh, God.
This guy over here, he's gonna make claws come out from his hands.
Oh, you've never seen that before. It's new. It's brand new. Hey, everybody. Hey, kids. Hey, young boys. This guy lives in a manor. His name is Wayne. Hey, little boys. You want to have power fantasies? Anyway, he fights crime at night. He's real sad because his parents are dead. Oh, it makes him real sad and angry. He fights the Joker. Hey, little boys. You like that? There's a clown. He fights a clown. You got you boys afraid of clowns? He fights clowns.
And he adopts other little boys, by the way. Brings them into a life of crime.
Hey, you guys interested in an alcoholic who wears a robot outfit? Anyway, his name's Tony Stark. This is a totally new comic we're rebooting. You've never seen it before. Totally new.
Well, he used to be an alcoholic. Now I think he's a meth head. You got to up the stakes.
And what are the 4 C's of social media, Brad?
Hold on, I can do this. It's content, curation, cremation, and
Did you say cremation? I think you said cremation.
Content, creation.
Curation.
You
said cremation. Good God, Brad. COVID-19 is too much on your brain.
I was so trying to think of the kindness one, which is contribution. No, it's not. It's
cremation. He said cremation. Bring back the tape. I wish I could ask Matt to rewind right there.
It's content, curation, cremation.
Cremation. Good God.
Well, right. there are 4 C's. Look them up yourself. Do your own work. And that also leaves a little bit of time for you to do some other things that you enjoy, because I know I keep seeing embroidery on your social media, and I see that you love to garden.
Yeah.
And those things can be very kind of therapeutic as well, because it's a little bit meditative.
Wait, no, let's let him get there. Don't help America. Let him get there on his own. Hold on. He needs to learn. Make him get there on his own.
Not
This is important.
meditative, meditative. You can meditate.
Nope, don't
while
help
you do-
America. Don't.
You can see it on my lips. You can see I want to say it.
Meditative.
Oh my God! It's like watching a toddler learning how to walk.
Very contemporary. And talking of things that make us happy, let's talk about our sponsor for this show, Wacom, maker
Look
of...
at that transition. Hey, and if you're the good folks at Wacom listening right now, how about this is what you're paying for, the patented Brad Geiger transitions.
That's right.
Speaking of weddings, I know what I want to put a ring on, and that's the Wacom.com finger.
Speaking of wedding rings, the nice thing I like about that Wacom is they have those little colored rings that you can put on your stylus.
Speaking about making a commitment at the altar, I'll tell you what I'd make a commitment to, the good folks at Wacom.
Speaking of altars, one thing I don't want to alter is my relationship with Wacom, maker of the Wacom One.
Speaking of I do use my Wacom every day, and I love it.
Speaking on how Tom has found his one, I'd like to talk about when I found my one, the Wacom One.
Hey-oh, that one wins. So a big shout out and a thank you to the Wacom sponsorship over at WACOM.com.
What continues to be an artistic hurdle for you, and what have you done to work to overcome that challenge?
Ooh, this is a good one.
Yeah.
This is the equivalent of going out on a date and someone asks you, so tell me all your flaws. And you're like, all right, well, we're off to a good start.
You got time? You want the full list, or do you want the abridged version?
I have the pocket version, and it's just a short 100 folio, or I've got the Oxford English Dictionary, and it's 20 volumes. So what continues to be my artisting hurdles? I'll tell you, as a cartoonist, in some respects, I feel like I'm hitting a stride, if not the best stride, it's a stride. Like in the last 3, 4, 5 years, I feel like I really know how to do what I want to do. But one of the big ones that springs to mind is my inability to find creative camera angles that can best serve the story or the joke. Does that make sense, Brad?
Yes.
I very often shoot chest high or nipple high from a 3/4 angle. It's never appropriate to say nipple high. That doesn't work.
I'm trying to imagine Arthur with nipples, and it isn't working.
As I said it, I realized, this is not the right way to say this.
Level,
Don't say nipple high.
And for Grandpa, that's a completely different metric because he's got a little droop going on.
That's like when a carpenter asks you, all right, and how high would you like me to build your dining room chairs? And would you like me to build them nipple high? And you're like, I don't want this conversation.
Not with you, at least.
As we install these kitchen cabinets, how high would you like them? Nipple high? No,
Nipple
stop
high.
saying nipple high. This is your way of saying that you're asking me if I can make a recommendation for a tighty whitey fitter for you. Then yes, I can find a recommendation in Philadelphia for somebody that can help you with
boxers or briefs. Are you a boxers man or a briefs man?
What's the one that are not boxers, not briefs, but there's a
the hybrid, like boxer briefs.
Boxer briefs. There we go. I couldn't remember what the names are.
Make a choice, man.
Make a choice. I'll tell you that. Look, you know what? Why not? I'll take you on the journey that is Dave Kellett's underwear choices.
Yeah.
As a kid, for the first, because I think they were the go-to cheapos when I came from a family of 7 kids.
Yeah.
And so for me, we all got Hanes tighty whities because it was you could buy a 48 pack for $1 or whatever it was. And my mom was like, here you go, throw these on.
Right.
And then someone in college was like, oh, boxers is the way to go. I was like, oh, look at this, nice. And then boxer briefs came along and it was the best of both worlds. I was like, this is great. This is what you want. This is what you want to do.
Oh,
How about you, boxers or briefs or boxer briefs?
Had almost the same exact trajectory, although we were a fruit of the Loom family, not a Haynes family. But it was for the same reasons. But then a girl in college bought me my first pair of boxers, and I've never gone back. I like boxers. Boxers was this is the way to be.
Boxers. Okay. We didn't intend to launch into this, but I'm going to launch into this. To hell with it. In for a penny, in for a pound.
Yeah.
boxers are loosey-goosey, right?
Oh,
They're all
yeah.
it's a bunch of fabric, all right?
Yeah.
Jeans tend to be pretty tight, as do most slacks. So to me, boxers feel like you've wrapped an American flag around your waist, and now you're trying to shove that into jeans. Like you get bunching and you get scrunching and.
I don't know that it's been that bad. I've been able to make it through a day in jeans.
I don't know, Brad. I feel like you're currently scrunched and you know it. You're currently scrunched.
Well,
This is a man. You're what's that fallacy when you've committed too far? Is it gambler's fallacy?
sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah. You now have a sunk cost fallacy with boxers because you open a drawer and you've got 40 boxers in there.
Yeah.
Like, I can't quit them now. I've got to tell myself the lie that these are comfortable.
No, I can't imagine going back at this point. I'll take my boxers any day of the year.
Have you tried boxer briefs? Have you ever tried them?
No. I really have kind of a like, what the hell would I do that for?
Let me ask you something. For no reason at all, Christmas is coming up. What size are you?
In the waist, I'm a 38.
38. And would you describe that as a medium or a large? Because they normally sell it like
Probably large. Probably large.
Okay. A 38 large. All right. Well, Christmas is coming. The goose is getting fat. Put Brad's junk in an old man's hat.
That was the other thing I liked about boxers is that most briefs were just white, right? There was nothing going on, or maybe you'd got a solid color.
Oh, for God's sake! Do you have like Daffy Duck boxers?
What's that?
Do you have like Daffy Duck boxers?
Oh my God! The amount of characters and symbols and writings that are going on my boxers, you don't even want to know.
Your poor wife. Oh my God!
If you're gonna wear
like
underwear,
the candles are lit, the wine. It's a Friday night. And here comes Daffy Duck out of those jeans, all bunched up. No one wants this.
There we've got, the candle lights are on, and I'm disrobing, and it's just Burger King, home of the Whopper.
Oh my God.
Open up that pen tool and increase the stabilization. Because you've got stabilization factors.
That's right. You could basically reduce your wiggle.
Absolutely, right? And I think you can do that, Dave. Correct me if I'm wrong. You can do that in Photoshop, too.
Reduce my wiggle?
You can reduce your wiggle. That's what's happening right now with these boxer briefs.
Oh, God, my back. Oh, damn it. Ow. 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 God. Ow. Oh, Jesus. Oh.
But yes, while Dave grimaces in agony, I'll just keep pushing on.
Gloria, as the world knows, is the showrunner, the co-showrunner of One Day
I don't know
Time.
that the world knows that. I mean, but okay.
Is not only one of the most creative and talented and wonderful people in the world, she is also my wife, and I'm incredibly
I had
lucky.
to literally sleep with him to get on this show.
Imagine what I had to do to co-host.
I know. I can only imagine, Brad.
Yeah, for me, I think my spidey sense with Trudeau and why I give him less shrift than I should. Is that the right use of that phrase? Giving somebody
Short
less shrift?
yes.
So I'm giving them short shrift or shorter shrift than he deserves. Boy, you can't really change that phrase. You can either say short shrift or you don't say anything else.
You cannot give an appropriate amount of shrift.
Brad, I have an extensive amount of shrift to give.
I've got so much shrift for you. You can't imagine the amount of shrift.
There is a big fat Persian cat that sits right at the edge of his driveway, or her driveway, I have no idea. And it's a big fluffy thing with one of those faces that's just like, yeah, hello, that kind of thing.
Yeah, Persians have that way of looking at you.
Yeah, Ollie is barking like mad at it, and this cat could care less. It's like, and so for whatever reason, my mind always flashes. You know how you and I do Paul Lynde's voice every once in a while?
Yeah.
My mind always flashes with this cat that it's like, he's just sitting there, and this dog is actively barking at him like 20 inches away, and he's like, oh, honey, I'm not going to move for you. What do you think this is? I don't move for anything less than 5 pounds. Because Ollie's this tiny little dog.
And then you should see me move.
And then watch me move. Oh, honey, the only thing threatened here is your own ego. You're not scaring me. Brad, it's been 7 weeks, maybe 8 weeks now since I first went into quarantine here in Los Angeles, and the hair had gotten a little bit wild child. Not anything distressing, just looked a little bit on the 70s side. So I was like, you know what? It's time for me to give myself a haircut. How bad could it be? I said to myself. I used to do this in college. When I had nothing. And so I looked around the house because I thought I had like the kind of shears that you buy when you give your kids a haircut.
Yeah.
And I was like, surely I have those around the house. Couldn't find them. Found some like beard trimmer things that are kind of approximately human hair cutters, right?
Oh, good Lord.
And I'm like, all right, family, Daddy's going to be over here in this corner of the backyard with a mirror set up and just cutting his hair, right?
Oh, no.
So, Brad, it is a series of errors that go, I'm going a little shorter. I'm going to have to go a little shorter.
Oh, no.
Until I eventually get to what I'm about to show you. So now for the folks at home, you obviously can't see me, but I have a hat on currently. And I'm about to pull the camera closer and turn this. Let me turn this light on.
The suspense is killing me.
Let me turn this light on. So, Brad, I haven't had a haircut like this since I was 5 years old. You ready? Here we go.
I'm ready.
I'm taking the headphones off. Here comes the hat, and
oh my God! You look like a gym teacher from 1963. It's low and tight. It's tight on the sides, and it's just buzzed right across the top.
Yeah, it's a high and tight, and I think I kind of look like either a column A is I look like a shaved goose. That's column A. Column B is I look like a drill sergeant from like Camp Pendleton that used to come to visit my school when I was a kid and help out with PE. I don't hate it, but boy, is it not my look. It's just, I look like I'm in the Marine Corps, and
This is going to be a difficult show because I'm already intimidated by you.
Well, Brad, you can't handle the truth. That's the problem. My dialogue to myself this whole time was, keep it together, David. David, keep it together slowly. Don't get nervous.
Oh, my God. Now, let me get the picture. Is it like it was the last time? You're in the backyard, you're sitting down, you've got a clippers, and you've got a mirror.
Yeah, it's the image of like paws outside the trailer. I just have shorts on, no shoes, no shirt, just sitting on a stump with a little like $5 Target mirror and the thing on an extension cord going Brad.
Now this mirror, when the guy sold you the mirror.
Now this mirror, I see where this joke is going.
When the guy sold you the mirror, when he walked up to the front gate, did his shoes go honk, honk, honk? That's the first question I've got. Did he have an Edwardian frill collar that went all the way around his neck 180 degrees?
An Edwardian frill collar?
Did he have a two-syllable name like Sheppo, Buppo, Wizzo, Bizzo? Did he have a two-syllable O name is what I'm saying.
Did his name start with Mr. Honko?
When he got out of the car, did 64 of his friends come out after him? That's what I want to know.
All right.
About this mirror salesman.
Oh my God, Brad.
Oh my goodness. There's something about you. You need the praise. It's like we're never going to go out and kill a velociraptor for dinner. That's never going to happen.
What again? What was that?
A velociraptor. You're never going to.
What was that? What was that animal? One more time, just for everybody at home.
Velociraptor. You're not.
I'm sorry. What?
It's a dinosaur.
All of this is to say, Brad, I have those 16 books that have been sitting by my bed for 7 months, right? So clearly the employees are coming back into the library system and they're starting to work on the computers again because all of a sudden I'm getting these emails going, so your books are a little bit overdue. Just a heads up, it's been 7 months for those 16 books.
Oh my God. But that wasn't your fault because there was a good number of those months that you couldn't have returned them, right?
And my, Brad, you know how we all have hidden powers in this world?
Yeah.
My superpower, Brad, is my ability to talk librarians into waiving my overdue book fees. It's the one skill, the one superpower I have is I go, hi, Margaret. It is Margaret, isn't it? Hello, Margaret. My name's David Kellett. I live up the street.
Yeah.
I have these 3 books, Margaret. I want to tell you something, Margaret. I'm a book lover. Are you a book lover, Margaret? Anyway, Margaret, these books. These books were a journey, Margaret. They were a journey too. Have you ever had a book, Margaret, that just carried you, lifted your heart? Anyway, Margaret, here's the bad news.
Oh my God. Yeah, anyway, Margaret, here's the bad news.
Anyway, Margaret, here's the bad news. I know you as a clearly a woman who has carried herself with grace through her whole life, has had moments you've had to face. This is my moment, Margaret. I have to face my truth. I have held this book too long, Margaret. Out of love for the book, Margaret.
Nothing less than love.
But now I owe $1.10, and Margaret, I want you to know.
It isn't the $1.10, it's the shame that I carry behind that $1.10. And that's what I'm really asking you to get rid of, is my shame.
Margaret, can we have a meeting of the hearts on this, Margaret? Is it a crime, Margaret, to love a book too much?
If it is, lock me up and throw away the
Margaret,
key.
Throw away the key, Margaret. Throw away the key.
Oh, Margaret, we got a call coming in for you. Line 5. It's a public library person by the name of Lee, Mr. S. Lee. Yeah, can you pick up the phone, Margaret? Yes, I'll pick up the. Here we go. Click.
Fantastic. Hello, Margaret. It's me, Stan Lee. You might know me as the creator of The Incredible Hulk. He's fantastic. He's a scientist that gets hit by gamma rays and turns into a beast Frankenstein style. His rage controls him. Anyway, Margaret, I'm calling because I seem to have an extra 55 cents on my library card for an overdue book about the hero's journey. I checked out the book about the hero's journey. I seem to have kept it a week or two too long, Margaret. You know how that goes, Margaret. Can I call you Margaret? I'm assuming it's Margaret.
Hey, if you're listening while you work, take a minute to stand and stretch.
And while you're doing that, we're going to tell you why you should join us on Patreon.
When you do, you're going to get hours and hours of podcasts that we've recorded just for backers.
And exclusive Patreon posts that go even deeper on ComicLab topics.
And access to our exclusive Discord server, which is a thriving community of professional cartoonists.
So you can support the show you love and get tons of actionable resources for your own cartooning.
And listen, if you can't swing a pledge this month, we get it. No worries.
Yeah, listen, you can still support the show by rating us wherever you get your podcasts.
Just leave a 5-star review and a few kind words.
That, along with mentions on social media, is incredibly helpful.
Now, everybody, let's talk comics. But, how did, as a genre, autobio comics become a better drawn version of Ziggy?
Oh, looks like I forgot to water my flower again.
Well, here's another day where my socks don't fit.
Another day where my socks don't fit.
So at the end of the first episode of The Mandalorian, we discovered there's a baby Yoda, right? A little baby species. It's not Yoda, obviously. It's a baby Yoda. So here's my thought. I wanted to pitch this to you as what could have happened, how we could have gotten here story-wise. So now we know that the species is not named in Star Wars, right? You know, it's always been called Yoda's species. And the only other one we've seen, at least as far as I'm aware, is there was a female member of the Jedi Council in The Phantom Menace, and her name was Yaddle, right?
Yes, I remember Yaddle.
So, here is my question to you, Brad. How lonely were the knights on the Jedi Council? Was everybody's lightsaber still working at 800 years old? That's what I want to know, because here we're suddenly presented with a beautiful 50-year-old baby Yoda. Now, that just seems like, maybe there's some scandal on the Jedi Council there. What are the rules, Brad, for the Jedi Council members getting to know one another? I'm not sure.
That's fascinating. I can just hear it now. Come here.
Right, no, we don't need that. No, stop. I'm going to stop you right there. I'm going to stop you right there. We don't need a reenactment.
You misinterpreted my It was Yoda pickup lines. Come here often, do you?
Thief your father is. Someone has stole the stars and put them in your eye, they have.
It's the Notre Dame bookstore lady. I've been wanting to talk to you for a long
Yes,
time.
Brad, it's so nice to see you. What a lovely young man you are. Yes, hello.
Well, thank you. So, are you familiar with Dave's career in comics?
I am. He's doing gangbusters, and I've just picked up this book of yours, Evil Ink. Let me just open this up here. Oh, Brad, you have a lovely future in accounting. This is lovely. This is lovely, Brad.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate the encouragement.
Brad, I'm always here. I'm always here with good advice for kids that are looking towards their future. And I have to tell you, having flipped through your book,
Yes.
Brad, the world needs its ditch diggers too. And that's my advice for you, Brad.
This is the late to mid 70s because it was about the same time, like our Saturday night was you watch Hee Haw, The Muppet Show, Sha-Na-Na, and then go to bed.
Sha-Na-Na!
Sha-Na-Na!
Oh, my God!
Sha-Na-Na!
Sha-Na-Na! Oh, jeez Louise.
You never watched Sha-Na-Na?
Sha-na-na-na, 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 sha-na-na.
Now,
Sha-na-na. That is a word that I have, or a phrase that I have not thought of in decades.
Yeah.
Sha-na-na.
dude, they were a big. They were in Woodstock.
No, they weren't.
Sha-Na-Na played at Woodstock. Look it up. Look it up. See if I'm wrong.
All right, so wait, we're talking about Sha-na-na, the knockoff Grease, right?
The Grease not hip hop. You got hip hop in my mind. The Grease doo-wop show band Sha-Na-Na. They played at Woodstock.
They did not play at Woodstock. Janis Joplin played at Woodstock.
Janis Joplin, The Who, Country Mike and the Jug Band there, and
Country Mike and the Jug Band? That sounds like a Muppet band. Country Mike and the boom, 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 ba-doop, doop, doop. No, so hold on. The Sha-Na-Na, wasn't that a created band? That was like the Monkees. Somebody created Sha-Na-Na.
it was just for show. Yeah, it was.
So why were they at? Hold on, we're gonna look this up. Why were they at Woodstock?
Opening for somebody. I'm sure they needed guests on the show. They needed bands. So while the other bands were setting up, and Sha-Na-Na was it. They went.
So they're like they reached out to like the most commercially hack band they could find.
Well,
they're like, we can't get the Monkees, so we're gonna get Sha-Na-Na.
That's a good question. Like, I'd love to know the story about how Sha-Na-Na got booked there, because either they reached out to them or Sha-Na-Na had like a new hotshot agent that was like, no, trust me, this is going to be big. You guys pack your
Because
stuff.
wasn't Woodstock, like Sha-Na-Na was all about money, but Woodstock was all about like, I'm going to pay for this sandwich with a poem and a flower or something, right?
Who knows? I have no idea. But
Okay, oh my God. I looked it up now on Wikipedia, Brad.
Yeah.
Do you want to know who Sha-Na-Na played right before, who they opened up for?
Oh, that's a good question. I've seen.
This is going to blow your mind. Sha-Na-Na at Woodstock. Everybody's naked in the mud doing a ton of LSD or whatever they're doing. Sha-Na-Na comes on the stage. Guess who played right after Sha-Na-Na at Woodstock, Brad?
Who?
Jimi Hendrix.
No way!
Arguably one of the greatest musicians of the 20th century. One of the most amazing guitarists and vocalists and oh my God.
Oh, so you went from Sha-Na-Na to that Star Spangled Banner riff?
To the Star Spangled Banner where oh my God.
Could you imagine being out there at Woodstock, blown out on LSD, and watching, first, you're waiting for Hendrix to come on, but first, as your LSD just starts to hit, a bunch of guys with slicked back hair, gold lame jumpsuits go running out on stage and do those high-kneed running in place bits that they used to do. Could you imagine that? That would have been amazing.
Many moons ago, I sold a comic original of mine to Google, the actual company, not to an individual. And they were like, the woman who reached out was like, yeah, we're going to put it in the lobby. And so for a long time, I was like, oh, yeah, one of my comics is hanging in the lobby of Google.
Yeah.
Long story short, one of the employees that actually worked at that facility emailed me many years later, like 2 or 3 years later, and said, hey, I noticed that you mentioned that it's in the lobby of Google. Do you know where it is so I can go see it? Yeah. And I said, I haven't been to that location, so I don't know where it is. And so she proceeds to walk around the building, and she goes, I found it, and I thought you would laugh at where it is. Brad, it was not in the lobby. It was like in some weird stairwell that no one uses, and I hung it up over there.
So in like this moment of pride and hubris,
my
I was like,
God.
"Oh, it's in the Google lobby, yes."
If you look, you'll see it in Google, especially if you're a janitor and happen to know where the mop is. I thought of what I'd learned from you guys over the years. 1, art has value. 2, contracts are a negotiation. And 3, the worst they can say is no. So I told them they needed to lose the paragraph I didn't like and I needed more money. And after about a week of back and forth, they gave me what I wanted. I was pleasantly surprised, and I have what I learned from you guys to thank for this victory.
Oh, that's great. That's
Isn't
really
that the
wow.
best?
We've never had an email like that before. Someone like it directly helped their bottom line. That's great.
And he found himself in this situation, and and exactly what happened is what I want to happen. You heard Dave's voice in your head, like the disembodied Obi-Wan saying, "Don't forget, Andrew, contracts are a negotiation. Art has value." He heard all those voices, and by golly, he got what he wanted. He went in there, negotiated that contract, said, "I don't like this," advocated for himself, and got a better payday at the end. That's like everything that ComicLab is about.
That is really good. And I like how you just channeled a note-perfect Obi-Wan voice for me in Andrew's head.
Don't forget, Andrew. Don't forget the Hi, I'm Obi-Wan. I want you to know, if it's a bad clause, you have the right to line item out that clause out of the contract and go back to it's me, Obi-Wan, telling you to use the Force. Hi, I'm Brad Geiger being Obi-Wan. Hello, everyone.
Remember what us Jedis always say, Excelsior!
Yeah. Hello, I'm Obi-Wan Kenobi. You might know me as Old Ben. Anyway, I'm here to talk to you about contracts and how clauses can get inserted that no one is happy with. Anyway, remember, if they're going to put a bad clause in, they've got to pay for the right. And if they don't, then they take the clause out. Anyway, this has been Contract Negotiation with Obi-Wan Kenobi. Playing the part of Obi-Wan Kenobi is the understudy Brad Geiger. Hello, everyone.
So, Brad, can I share with you the least likable aspect of my personality?
You do every week.
Oh my God, right out of the bat. Right out of the bat with the shot.
If you're going to hang one over the plate like that, I'm going to swing.
Oh, my God. You wasted no time at all doing right to the jugular. Oh, this is the ComicLab. You've been listening to Brad and Dave. Oh, God. Anyway. Oh, wow. That was right out of the gate. Anyway, so everybody is always so excited for their wedding. You know, they're like, I can't wait for you to have me at my wedding. Oh, my wedding. Oh, great. And I am such it's unlike my personality because I'm usually Mr. Optimistic, cheery, and, oh, hello, hi, nice to see you. I, for the most part, do not care about weddings. Yeah. And I'm like, my entire overriding thought is, I've got to travel to this thing. I got to put this suit on. I don't want any of this. Good luck. Have a great life. I wish you all the best. I don't want to go to your wedding. Like, my entire time that I'm sitting at a wedding, I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be here. Okay, good. This is great. There's nice. They're getting married. And then they serve the food, and I go, God bless this union. May this union... They bring out the cake, and I'm like, oh, may this union shine in eternity.
And as soon as that sugar high is over, boom, you're back to I hate this suit.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to kickstart 2 books at the same time. So 2 $15 to $20 books at the same time.
Great idea.
What I think, and actually, I might as well ask you in a live podcasting setting.
Yes,
I was thinking about doing
the cover for the next book. I've been waiting for this. You're very kind. I appreciate it. I'll be happy to do the cover. I've got a few ideas. I'll run them past you. We've got some pinups that we can definitely put into play.
Great.
And thank you. I'm honored, and it's a privilege. And I will do my utmost to deliver top level work.
Awesome. So just in terms of delivering top-level work, now I need you to deliver, instead of using like Dropbox or emailing it to me, if we could do this, if you could print it out, take it outside, light it on fire, and then drop it into a metal trash can, that would be great. I'd love for you.
It's been such a long time since my last comic convention. I haven't done an ash can in years.
just waiting on people to do their jobs and think it's so frustrating for me. I get so eternally frustrated.
I just told you about this deal we've been going since August of 2019 with the contractor. So many times people are saying, well, listen, Brad, you got to call this contractor and you got to say this and you got to say that. And in my world, I said that once. That's all it should have taken. In other words, I said that the porch needed to be painted. Well, you got to ask him, is he going to paint it Monday? And if he doesn't paint it Monday, is he going to paint it Tuesday? And then you got to call him and you got to... In my world, in my mind, I said it once. That's all it should have taken. And for me to become that... and then it's not my fault that he... Listen, here's the deal. If I tell you to paint the porch on Monday and you aren't out there Monday painting the porch...
We're catching you in such a specific mood about this porch.
Oh, Dave, you have no idea. You have no idea. Listen, if I tell you to paint the porch on Monday and you're not out there painting the porch...
At me. Brad is pointing at me as though I am the contractor. You should see how close the finger got to the camera. I almost couldn't see Brad for a portion of that because he's like, if I tell you to paint the porch, you're going to paint the porch. Okay, so first of all, I super agree with you. Second of all, I don't think you realized how aggressively you were pointing your finger at me that entire time. Flashback like 2 minutes ago, the finger was in the camera and it was pointing at me about education. And even with my back hurting, I was leaning back, going ow, 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 like because you were coming at me at full speed there, and I was like, oh, geez, Louise, all right, we've triggered Brad, I guess, with the question about education.
Just take a moment of pity for my poor sons who sit across from me at the dinner table every night.
I just want everybody to know, guys, the finger was like at pistol strength, right at eye level at the camera, and it was coming at me, and it was, by God, I'm going to tell people about education, and in the meantime, I'm going to look right at Dave and talk about it. I was like, oh, God, what's my safety word? How do I get out of this? So, Brad, I want to talk to you today about the Pokemon theme song. You got a minute for the Pokemon theme song?
I've always got a minute for the Pokemon theme song.
So I realized, because Pokemon is very big in my house at the moment, and this song gets sung a lot, or the theme song gets heard a lot, and so it's bouncing around my head.
Yeah.
And I realized that there is a secondary message embedded in the Pokemon theme song. And I'm not sure if it's the theme song writer or if it is Ash Ketchum himself. Who has this almost subliminal. Yes, I can speak. Subliminal. See, I did it again. Subliminal message.
All right, Erica, don't step in. He's got to learn it himself.
I have been hoisted by my own petard. All right. So anyway, there's like this secret. And so can I read the lyrics to you?
Yes. Yeah, and you tell me sing when the lyrics to me. Are you reading? No.
You tell me when you spot the moment where it sounds like Ash Ketchum is sure he's ready to fight Pokemon, but also he's desperate to have a pal, okay?
Okay, I'm ready for this.
Okay, here we go. I'm not going to sing it, but I'll do the first line so you remember it. I want to be the very best, right? Okay, so here we go. Okay. I want to be the very best like no one ever was. To catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause, right? Like this is the primary thing in Ash Ketchum's life.
Yeah, this is a big, swelling moment.
Yeah, he's ready to go, you know. So I will travel across the land, Brad, searching far and wide, teaching Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. All right, so we're still focused on being a Pokemon master. All right, so here we go, into the chorus. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. It's you and me. I know it's my destiny. Pokemon, oh, you're my best friend. In a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. A heart so true. Our Pokemon will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. So every challenge along the way with courage I will face. I will battle every day to claim my rightful place. Come with me, the time is right. There's no better team. Arm in arm will win the fight.
Arm in arm will win the fight. That's
it's
beautiful.
So funny once you realize this, that the Pokemon theme song is like, ostensibly, it's all about like, hey, Brad, let's go Pokemon battle. We're going to fight these Pokemon. We're going to win it. And then it's also like, hey, you seem really nice. You want to hang out a little bit? I'm kind of lonely here in the Alola lands here in Pokemon land.
It's like if you would have done a mashup between the Battle Hymn of the Republic and Stuart Smiley singing I'm good enough, I'm okay enough, and people doggone it, they like me.
Oh my God, it's just so funny when you I want everybody to listen to it again. Like, go ahead to YouTube, play it again, and like listen to like the striking tones of like, yeah, we're Pokemon battling, and then realize in the background is also a desperate cry for help from Ash Ketchum, who just wants a friend. He's like, dear God, can we go to Pizza Hut and just hang out for a little bit?
I just want to drink out of the red plastic glasses, just for a little while. Come on.
I am so lonely. Please invite me to your birthday party. I just want a pal.
So, Dave, when you finally did get around to laying the lip lock on her, was it a good kiss? Did you
the lip lock? That's quite a way to say it. Laying the lip lock. That sounds like a carpenter. All right, so we're gonna have to put the lay the lip lock around the edge here, and then we'll put the drywall up. But you got to lay the lip lock down
now,
first,
take a
or
look
else you get
over there. That's a metric lip lock. We've got that from Canada. You're gonna have to make the adjustment there.
Yeah, too many people don't make the adjustment for the metric lip lock. Anyway, when Gloria's like, finally, are you going to lay one on me? Brad, I will be honest, so many things had to go right, none of which were my doing, that I was able to eventually marry my wife.
Yeah.
I don't know that I was a good kisser to begin with.
Did she actually have to like grab your head and tilt it to one direction so you wouldn't just crash into her nose?
Just take my lips off of her eye socket because I missed. It just missed entirely. I just went in with my eyes closed, but with the lips puckered like a 1930s animated comic.
I've just got the scene of Dave, leaning in, and Gloria, like one of those people down there when the airplane comes into the terminal with the big lights, waving you in. Bring it in. Bring a little bit to the left. She's waving. She's doing semaphore with flags.
Semaphore. Oh my God, what a great word. Good diction on your part.
Yeah,
semaphore.
My God,
That's a good word. I haven't thought of that word in forever. Anyway, I don't know that I was good at any of that, but thank God for her, and thank God for her willingness to tolerate my inability to be at all a good romantic person at first. She warmed me up, and I got there. I'm great now, but oh God, little 18-year-old me, who knows? Just God. a nerd lost in the wilderness,
and
Brad.
Can you imagine what's going through Gloria's head when you finally kissed her? She's saying, "Oh, thank God, no more 12-hour beach dates."
Oh my God, he talks so much.
Oh my God, I thought he'd never shut up.
I can't talk about the Pokemon theme song anymore. Just kiss me. For God's sakes, just kiss me.
Maybe that's why she wanted you just to stop talking.
Stop talking.
Just kiss me, and then I won't have to listen to this anymore.
I can't take it anymore. I don't care about the Transformers.
If he's
just stop
me,
talking.
I don't have to hear about the Pokemons. Like I've got the Reed Richards temples, which I prayed for as a teenager, but oh my God, I was so hoping I was going to get.
You were praying for all the wrong things, Brad. Oh, please let me look like Reed Richards. Oh, that's the ideal of a man, is Reed Richards.
Oh, and I wish I was making that up. I really want. Oh, one day, please. Forget about superpowers, proportionate strength of a spider. I just wanted the temples.
It's moments like this, though, where I just go, oh, boy, thank God I'm married already. This is great.
Oh, my gosh, yes.
I locked it down before this haircut. Good job. All right.
It was so funny. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God.
Brad,
yeah.
There's sometimes when I trigger a laugh that's so good that you sound like an asthmatic smoker. That's when I know I've really gotten you. You go like, ha, 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 ha.
Oh, God.
Your hair is looking more and more, and I say this with somewhat of a compliment, how in the 30s when they would portray Dracula on film, and there would be like wisps, like it wasn't perfectly slicked back, there was like wisps that would pop out and curls that would pop out and be like, hello, welcome to my castle. You're looking more and more like a 1930s Dracula.
Yeah, I've got these, especially on the sides above my ears. I've got these long wisps that come out from either end and curl upwards. And of course, it helps that they're gray and the rest of my hair is black, so they stick right out. I kind of look like Uncle Marvel, but with a little bit more hair on top.
What a reference! Or a non-red-haired Bozo the Clown.
Yeah,
either one of those,
Yeah, I've got it. And you know what? Part of it's a mark of pride, because if somebody goes down the street and they see me with my mask on, they know that I'm keeping quarantine. This guy isn't going indoors anywhere. He's keeping it real.
This is like the equivalent of the World War II, where you're collecting rubber and plastic scraps for the war effort.
Yeah.
Like, you with hair like that is letting your fellow men and women know that you're like, I'm doing my part for quarantine.
Doing my part. And part of it, I mean, okay, and as much as I teased you about artist hands, the fact of the matter is that I know for a fact that if I tried to pull off what you did, I'd draw blood. They'd be taking me to a hospital, and that's indoors.
What's great, though, is looking at this haircut on you, and up to like 6 weeks ago when I had that hair on me when it was ridiculously long, is that I just realized that the 1970s was a decade without quality control. Like, everybody just looked stupid in the 70s. Everybody, no matter who you are, where you came from, what you look like, nobody had a good haircut in the 70s. We all look stupid.
No, it was no quality control is a great way to put it. And part of it is the sides are getting ridiculous. I might actually try to trim the sides. Part of me is like, I'm 51 years old. This might be my last chance to see how long I can get it to grow in the back. Like,
this is your last chance for a man bun, Brad. Everybody's dying to see the Brad Bagger man bun.
Ponytail, well, I don't know. Man bun, never. Ponytail, maybe. But I want to see if I can get it to come down as far as to the shoulders. And I've got about an inch yet to go.
Oh, my God. You could do that by Christmas.
Yeah, by Christmas I might be able to get it to come down to the shoulders.
Oh my God, the kids are gonna have hippie Santa in the house. How nice!
This is my last chance.
Hey, you kids! Everybody gets a little bit of something for the house. Hey, how you doing? Merry Christmas!
Yeah, man, I was in my sleigh and it was really wild. They had the reindeer, man.
Hey, it's fantastic. Hey, have you ever experienced time on your skin, man? Oh, it feels like time.
Anyway, yeah, the 1970s was basically a gigantic experiment where everybody was like, hey, what if all of us, the entire country, didn't care how we looked? What if that was a thing?
What if that? Yeah, like what if we wore pants that just went super wide, just at the ankle? Let's do that.
How about if all of us got avocado green wallpaper? Are we all cool with that? That sounds like fun.
Only if we can have, haystack meadow yellow with it. That'll be just fine. And lots of brown. You know what we got to do? Lots of browns. Who's been using browns lately? Nobody but us in the 70s.
What do we feel about houses that all of which imply bodily functions? How about that? What if we have painted our entire houses to imply bodily functions? And we designed cars that look like the AMC Pacer or the AMC Gremlin. Remember those things?
But remember, what was it? Was it the El Camino that was a car in the front and a truck in the back?
You know what, though? That's where I draw the line, because that El Camino was actually kind of cool. And I think Ford had the Ranchero, which was their version, but the El Camino was cooler looking.
Yeah, the El Camino always confused me. It's like is it a car? Is it a truck? What is? And why would you give up all that space in the back?
Speaking of stoners, I don't know about you, but growing up in Southern California, Brad, the El Camino was owned by a specific kind of dude when I was a young kid.
Yeah,
and it was either a contractor who like the back of the Camino was just covered in paint flecks, or a stoner surfer who's like, hey man, we got a 5 foot swell this morning. I'm gonna be a little bit late for work. That kind of guy.
Waves, man. So, Dave, we need to talk about this. I almost killed you last week. And
that is true. That is true.
And we haven't talked about it since. And we need to address this.
As friends, we need to address that you almost murdered me.
Yes. We were talking, late one night. It had to have been a Friday night or something.
It was definitely a Friday. And I was definitely unwinding after work, because Friday is always the day I finish a big drive page.
Yeah.
And so I think I was having a beer, which I rarely do.
Yep.
And I was relaxed. And okay, now go ahead.
And I'm sitting, and I know I had a glass of Merlot in my hand, and we're talking about this thing, and I forget what we were talking about, but it was a really intense conversation. And I said something, I wish I could remember what I said, because it would add another level of significance here. But I said something that caught you as funny, and you started laughing so hard. And the harder you laughed, the harder I laughed at you laughing hard. And at one point, I remember you trying to catch your breath. And the more you tried to catch your breath, and you started wheezing, this beautiful comedic wheeze that I can only liken to that Jack Lemmon scene in The Odd Couple, where he's trying to clear his sinuses, and you're trying, and the harder you're trying to catch your breath, the harder I'm laughing. And finally, at one point, you were able to wheeze out, "Put your mute on, put mute on," and I realize you're having an asthma attack. Go ahead.
Oh no, it's just the laughter was like ha 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 ha, and I was like I could not physically stop laughing, but at the same time I also couldn't breathe. And for those of you that know Brad, I delight in his laugh. Like, his laugh makes me happy. It makes me laugh harder. But in this moment, I'm literally lacking oxygen. I'm starting to get dizzy. I'm starting to semi-pass out. And you would think that I would have just put the phone away from my head. Oh, no, you were on speakerphone. Yeah. And I either couldn't reach it or something was happening.
You were losing oxygen to make your finger work on the phone.
I legitimately was going dizzy, so I wasn't thinking right. So it's just me on the phone going, "Please stop laughing. Please stop laughing. Please put your phone on mute. Brad, please put your phone on mute." And Brad thinks that I'm doing some kind of bit, and he's like spiraling into an even bigger laugh, and I'm going, "Please put your phone on." Oh God, now I'm triggering it. I'm doing it to myself again. I can't do that deep breath.
Deep breath.
Oh God. Oh, I just have to sip of water. All right, I can't mimic what I was doing because that will trigger an asthma attack.
Okay, yeah.
Because Brad, we're having these fires in California, and so my lungs are just taking it on the chin these days.
Yeah.
Anyway, Brad, I was dizzy, and I don't know if you know this feeling, but where you're like, I'm about 30 seconds from blacking out. You know that feeling?
Yeah. Oh, I've had that feeling.
And I knew I was about, and then finally, Brad, thank God, realized that I was legitimately asking him to mute his phone. And so he muted his phone, and then, God bless him, the next 2 minutes, he's got to listen to me going, "Calm my breath, calm my breath." Like,
as I remember, you were a good 20, 30 feet away from the nearest inhaler too, so it wasn't like you could just walk over and pick up an inhaler.
I forgot about that. I couldn't reach my inhaler, and I was like, oh my God, it was like the perfect storm of couldn't get to the phone, couldn't get to my inhaler.
Oh, and the harder I laughed, the more you were wheezing, the harder I laughed, and it was just. The bottom line is that I nearly killed my friend.
Well, I got to tell you, so I delight in your laugh. And the other day because I wanted to share it with her, I played my wife that section where we talked about her nighttime meditation tapes, and I was telling you about the Scottish guy is "You're feeling a wee bit of pressure in your skull," whatever it was.
Yes.
And so I played it for her, and she very much did the spouse kind of version of that kind of thing. Nah, I don't know about this. I don't appreciate this joke. And, but she looked at me and she kind of was like, "But I'm so glad that your work husband liked it because you're dying in the background during this bit." And I really liked her describing it as my work husband. So Brad, you are my work husband. But anyway, so you were going to say, though, about commercials. I cut you off about that.
I've seen TV commercials for the first time in a long time. And I'm telling you, I've been away for maybe too long, maybe not long enough. This is a commercial I heard in between station breaks on the Tonight Show channel. Just listen to this.
Baby born magic potty surprise. Teach her to go potty. Get a surprise. Feed a yummy snack. Sippy cup. Potty time! Put her on the potty. Ooh! Glitter pink! Purple, pink, or blue. Now go potty too. She poofs charms. Baby born magic potty surprise. Poops magic charms surprise for you. Baby Born Magic Potty Surprise, Peas Glitter, and Poops Charms. With 30 surprises. Dolls each sold separately.
Baby Magic, Dave. Baby Magic, Peas Glitter, and Poops Charms.
What? What? Peas, glitter, and Poops Charms?
Can you imagine what we're setting the next generation up with? How disappointed they're going to be when they have kids of their own?
That damn jingle is already in my head. I forget the words, but it was da-da-da-da-da, I poop a charm and it scratches my butt.
Oh my God! The kid poops a charm, and then the kid's got a little plastic charm bracelet. They put the charm right on her wrist.
No, they don't put the charm on a bracelet.
They take it out of the potty onto the wrist. Boom, boom. 2 seconds.
What?
Not even a rinse. Just right on the wrist with you.
And then the kid runs out with this charm on their bracelet going, Mommy, look what came out of my doll's ass.
And the glitter pee. They're going to be so disappointed when they find out there's no pee in glitter.
Brad, okay, oh boy, I have a lot to talk about this, having worked at Mattel.
But here.
Let me tell you, in all the time we ever did parent testing for toys, the one aspect of toys that every parent hated is like, am I going to spend a half an hour cleaning up this damn thing? Right. And this sounds like an absolute train wreck of a mess.
Oh my God. Well, you basically, you feed the baby this powder, then you give the baby a sippy cup. It mixes in the baby's internal organs and comes out as glitter pee.
Oh my God.
So I don't know how you got, like, do you dehydrate it so you can reuse it? Or do you keep buying powder pea packets? I don't know what happens. And it also said...
It's probably like Gillette. Like, they make their money in selling you the blades. They make your money in selling you the poop packets.
The doll just costs $10, but those poop packets are going to get you in for $120 by the time the year's over.
So remember when like Tickle Me Elmo came out, and then for like 3 years they modified it to try to upsell you with like what is the upsell of this doll like the next year of like
I've already seen it.
Now she makes grunting noises as she passes a charm.
No, it isn't enough that she pees glitter and she poops charms. This new one, she vomits 50% off coupons for the local Krogers. It's a new doll. All of the body implements are monetized.
And
now.
then as you expand the toy line, it's like, what was the name of the doll, by the way? Magic
Baby Surprise.
Magic Baby Surprise.
It's a hell of a surprise. You pee in glitter. That's a surprise.
So next Christmas, there's a pal doll that's just called Take a Dump Derek. And he's like, he comes out at the same time. He's like, we're ready to go. All right, now she's got a pal. Hi, Take a Dump Derek.
Take a dump, Derek.
Take a dump, Derek.
Oh man,
he passes solid gold chains. That's what.
And imagine your life is just a hellscape of these gold these plastic chains. Later on, again, there's going to be a lot of disappointment. Those charms are not going to be worth what you think they are.
Also, what's going on with this doll's internal organs? Like, you open heart surgery with this doll reveals she has like a travel monopoly inside, you know?
Oh no, I'm passing a thimble.
Oh no, I'm passing a game of life. Oh no.
You ever try to pass a plastic butterfly? It is not easy.
The song is still in my head though. I love how... what is this marketing meeting, though?
All
right, boys, here's what we're going to do. It's a doll. She craps butterflies.
Do you keep a straight face at that meeting? Yeah, and we're gonna build it out. We've got a new one. We're gonna hit the religious group. She's gonna poop a rosary.
She poops charms. That's literally like... didn't they actually say that in the song? She poops charms.
Yeah. Holy shit. You didn't think I was just throwing the rosary out there to be offensive. No, I had a joke. I had a punchline there, Dave.
And I will say the Comic Lab is made possible by your support on patreon.com/ComicLab. So we'll go ahead and say that like Mr. Smidgens. I don't know. That is a pigeon, right? That's a pigeon
yes,
sound?
they coo.
Well, see, here's the thing. Living in Los Angeles, I don't have the same pigeon per capita that you have in Philly.
Oh, really?
I know that you have more pigeons in your life than I do.
Tons of. I could probably open up my window and see a pigeon on my air conditioner unit right now.
Now, here's what I have that you don't have because the pandemic has shown this to be super clear in my life. So in 1961, there was a fire in Southern California, and all these Brazilian parrots got out of a private collection.
Really?
And then in the late 60s, early 70s, Busch Gardens closed in Van Nuys, California, and more Brazilian parrots of a different kind got out, right? Southern California is kind of an amenable environment for parrots.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have a fucking ton of Brazilian parrots that fly overhead. You'll get a flock of like 100 Brazilian parrots flying overhead, and they're loud, right?
Yeah.
And only in the pandemic, now that it's super quiet, I'm like, my God, there are parrots everywhere in Southern California.
Do they land in your yard and stuff?
They definitely poop in your yard,
Oh,
yes.
I bet.
But Brad, when you get a flock of like 100, 200 parrots, there's a very distinctive cry that you don't get from other birds that you get from South American parrots. And it's quite impressive a sound when you see them flying overhead. It's great.
You've got no place to take those parrots. They're just there. They're staying there.
Well, okay, let me ask you. Let's say you're the Humane Society or a birding society.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? How are you going to catch 500, 600 parrots flying around?
I tell you exactly what I do with them. I make a phone call to Pittsburgh, is what I do. I make a phone call to Pittsburgh, and I tell them to send over some of those pirates, and the parrots go on the pirates, and then
for God's sake, that's the joke you were going with?
Send them right back to Pittsburgh.
I am angry at this. I did not see that joke coming up Broad Street. I get some pirates.
The parrots land on the
immediately
pirate's shoulder,
come down to earth.
and then you send them right back to Pittsburgh.
You'll be coming with me, Mr. Smidgens.
For example, if you ever watch an interview with Charles Schultz, he's not a talker, God love him.
No.
He was an incredible cartoonist. What a boring interview he gives, though.
We've talked about one of my all-time favorites, John Buscema, who was the Marvel artist that you can
Brad,
actually find
would you like to do our recreation of the comics video, How to Do Comics the Marvel Way? All right, do you want to play Stan Lee or do you want to play John Buscema?
You got to be Stan Lee because you can do it better, and I can absolutely do a Buscema.
Okay, fantastic, friends. We're back here learning how to draw comics the Marvel way. And, John, why don't you tell the folks at home what you're drawing?
Well, Stan, I've got a pencil here.
Okay, John, I'm going to take it back from you for a second. It looks like you're holding the pointy end. Am I right in saying that you're pointing that towards the paper, John?
And this pencil, I sharpened.
I'm just going to try to pep this up here for a bit, John. When I created Spider-Man single-handedly and no one else was involved,
I then put the pointed edge of the pencil to the paper. Now,
just going to jump in here real quick, John, just to mention that when I single-handedly created Fantastic Four and there was no one else involved, I remember thinking to myself, Stan, you are single-handedly recreating comics in a perfect mold. Anyway, back to you, John.
You'll notice that if I pull the pencil across the page... Dave, could you imagine if you would have gone back to that version of Brad Geiger years and years back, taping Stripped and telling him that he was going to be doing Not Safe for Work comics on Patreon?
Oh, my God.
What would he have sounded like?
Oh, boy, I'm going to have to draw Not Safe for Work comics. I'm going to hold on my little fan here and fan myself. Oh, goodness. Also, what's all this about having to buy larger sizes of shirts? I don't know how I feel about this. Oh, boy. The future is a mixed bag of good and not so good. I'm not so sure about how I feel about this. Anyway, I've been younger and more feeling Brad Geiger. So, Brad, I had a funny memory last night as I was going to bed. Do you remember when you and I used to exhibit...
Do you often think about me when you were about to go to bed? Is this a recurring thing?
Brad, there's not a night that I don't fall asleep thinking of that Van Dyke, that glorious Van Dyke.
You just get done with your little prayers there, and God bless Gloria, and God bless the kids and the in-laws. Now, about Brad Geiger.
No, it's like this. I'm holding my hands together. God bless my wife. God bless the earth. Now, if you'll excuse me for a minute, God. Oh, Brad Geiger.
There's nothing godly about
this.
Now,
God, if you'll give me just one moment. Oh, Brad Geiger and his Van Dyke. No.
God, if you just forgive me.
Yeah, I just need 5 minutes, God. So no, what I was thinking of was a delightful memory of the years when you and I would exhibit at Comic-Cons together, where we're sharing a booth, right?
Yeah.
You and I are at a 20 by 10 or a 10 by 10 booth for a full 3, 4, 5 days. And booth barnacles, one of my favorite phrases that Brad came up with, are folks that stick on to the booth. They just, for whatever reason, they're fans, but they just never got the social hint of like, all right, well, we're done here, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So you came up with one of the most brilliant ideas I think I've ever seen at a Comic-Con, which is like, hold on, I've got an idea. Give me your phone. And you Google a photo of like Grandpa or Gam Gam or something like that. I don't remember what it was. And you changed your photo profile on my phone to this old grandpa, like waving to the camera from an easy chair, like an electronic, electric easy chair. And then you changed Brad Geiger to say like Gampa or Gam Gam or Grandpa or something like that, right? And so then the next time we had a booth barnacle, Brad, I'm like, okay, well, thanks so much. Yeah, no, I really appreciate you coming by. All right, well, have a great show. I'm doing all the social cues of like, well, it's been 10 minutes. Yeah. There are people waiting behind you. Let's move this along. Yeah. Brad, you would step back quietly, be like, kind of cough and turn. Yep. And you'd get your phone out at like waist level, turned around backwards, and you'd call me. And I would get out my phone and be like, you know what? I'm so sorry. I've got to take this call. It's my grandfather. He never calls unless it's an emergency.
He's 80 years old. How many phone calls am I going to get after all?
You know what? I got to take this call. I'm so sorry, especially in the middle of a Comic-Con. We're having such a lovely conversation. I've got to take this call. Yeah. Yes, Gam Gam, how are you? And then you step away.
And then we always had a little area behind a curtain where we would keep like the boxes and we could step back there and have lunch or something. You always want to have a little private area whenever you can at a comic convention booth. So he would step back there. I would step up, handle the people. If there was people waiting, I would assure them Dave's going to be right back. In the meantime, feel free to flip through a book, blah, blah. Make sure you didn't lose anybody. Dave goes in the back. I would wait.
Has 5 or 6 Oreos. Brad says, well, I'm sure Dave would love to see you again later. Have a great show. Shoo them off. When
the barnacle finally drifts away, I go in the back, tell Dave he's up, he comes out, and boom, back to comic convention time.
And so we did it vice versa for both of us.
Yeah.
But here is the fun coda to this whole story, Brad. If you were to call me right now, do you know what photo comes up on my phone?
What photo comes up?
It's that grandfather. I haven't changed it. It's been on my phone. I'm not kidding. It's been on my iPhone for like 8 years now. It's this photo of this old man in this easy chair waving at me. And so now I have like this quiet association of grandpa energy with Brad.
Yeah. You're not alone. You're not alone.
And I'm in Prague, and I'm having a dinner, and there's this wine that's amazing. And I'm 20. I don't know wine from Adam, but this was an amazing wine. And so in my mind, I'm like, I'm going to bring this home for Mom and Dad. Oh, won't this be nice? I'll bring this wine back from the Czech Republic for Mom and Dad. And I'm backpacking across Europe, so I put it I wrap it up really well in plastic, and then I put it in cardboard, and I carry this damn thing all across Europe. I carry it down to Budapest. I carry it up to Berlin. I carry it over here. I go to Paris. I go to all these different places, right? I'm carrying this damn bottle of wine, which if you're backpacking, every ounce counts, right?
Oh, sure, yeah.
And I bring it to my mom and dad, and we open it up back in San Diego, and they're like, oh, how lovely. You brought this all the way from Prague. How lovely. Oh, my goodness, how lovely. Thank you so much, David. Oh, what a sweet boy. And I go to put it up in their wine closet, Brad, and I swear to God, the same damn bottle is up in their wine closet. And I go, wait a minute. Where did you get this? And my dad goes, oh, I didn't want to say anything. They sell that at Costco. And I was like, God damn it. I'm going to murder somebody.
They had a 3-for-1 session down at the Walgreens.
Yeah, that's the damnest thing. I think it was cheaper at Costco than what I paid for it in Prague.
Oh, my God. That's fantastic. But it tasted good. That's the important thing.
Yeah, and it tasted like I had lugged around the extra half pound all around Europe is what it tasted like.
You can adjust the mannequin to any proportion or almost any proportion, but certainly head heights you can do. sometimes it's hard to add weight and curves in certain ways that they've got limits in that regard.
I gotta make the switch to
create
Clip
somebody
Studio.
with just a typical beer belly, and I've not been able to do that.
Oh,
but
do you have a camera?
What's that?
Do you have a camera around the house?
Right now, yeah.
Yeah, just find a mirror and what I want you to do is get that camera.
You son of a gun! I didn't even see that coming.
You walked right into
I
that.
was like, a camera? Yeah, I've got a camera.
You were so sincere on your face too. You're like, yep, yeah, I've got a camera. Wait, okay, what's the solution, Dave?
Yeah,
okay, now
just
take your shirt off. Okay,
take a
Wait
picture
minute.
of you.
And now, just as a reminder, because we want this to be about friendship and community, you can find this over at ComicLabCashGrab.com.
Absolutely. That's
the
right.
URL.
Because we're all in this together.
That's right.
But some of us need to give some others of us some money this week. So
my God.
it is a magnet that you can get. Now we've made this real easy. It's
I know. Hold on, Brad. I have to comment on this because
Yes.
I'm literally turning red in the face. Brad pitched this URL yesterday, and it is delighting me to no end that the inside joke is that the damn URL is just called ComicLabCashGrab.com.
Well,
It's so stupid.
we wanted
It's so
something that
stupid.
people could easily remember. People can easily remember rhyming schemes. Comic Lab Cash Grab. This is and
Oh my God. But then as soon as Brad pitched it, Brad goes, because it's about community and friendship and love. That's why we're using ComicLabCashGrab.com.
Hello, B&D. My strip is a gag a day. Dave, we got to talk about this. We've got to come up with a better phrase. By the way, I'm not picking on Dave because everybody uses this phrase who does this kind of comic. Can we come up with a better phrase than gag a day?
You know what's funny? Until you brought this up, I've never really thought about it. Gag a day. Gag.
I'm
gag
gagging
a day.
every day.
It is kind of like, so I do a comic. It's a choke-a-joke a day. It's every day is a choke-a-joke.
Joke a joke.
Because, like, you're right. Gag is weird.
Gag
That's a
day,
weird word.
I hate that. That word is always, it's like, and
So,
by
Brad,
the
do
way,
you consider yourself a long-form storyteller or a choke-a-joke writer? Which one are you?
I've done my fair share of choking, let me tell you, when it comes to writing. Go right back to the 4 C's of social media and apply them to your newsletter, right? Content, commercial, curation, and...
God damn it, you forgot it again! Brad Geiger! I was rooting for you. I was rooting for you with your 4 C's rules. I'm like, he's gonna forget it. No, he can do it. Oh God!
I cannot not say kindness. I cannot. What did we say? Consideration?
Compassion, maybe?
No, I thought you knew.
I didn't come up with the 4 C's rule. It's not my rule. Why are you throwing this on me? I'm the supportive friend that's cheering for you as you go up on stage during the talent show. I'm not the one that's a juggler. You're the juggler. Get up there and juggle.
You do have to keep your focus on. Oh, there you go. Flexibility.
Oh, God damn it. He found another one.
Forgivingness.
He found another one.
Friendliness and I forgot it already. And
Focus.
Focus.
Oh, God. This is you at your most Susan McTaggart. It's just that the damn letter forms. All right, everybody, we're talking about how to survive coronavirus. Don't forget flexibility, forgiveness, focus, friendship, and FaceTime. The 5 F's of the Susan McTaggart system.
The thing that kills me is you remember him better than I do, and I'm the one that's coming up with this shit.
You become like the guy on the Andy Griffith show. You're like, well, I forgiveness and friendship and
I become Floyd the Barber. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, yeah, I could. Floyd the Barber. There's the other one. So don't forget the 6 F's of coronavirus cartooning: flexibility, forgiveness, friendship, FaceTime, focus, and Floyd the Barber. If you have those 6, then you're good to go.
Again, in the immortal words of Papa Smurf, I'm going to say this until I'm blue in the face.
God damn! I will leave this podcast right now. I will take these headphones off. I will leave this podcast right now. In the immortal words of God bless America. I'm angry at that one. And on that note, on behalf of both Brad and I want to say a huge thank you to everyone because this has been undeniably a dumpster fire of a year for all of us. It has been a crappy, crappy year. But I will tell you what has helped carry me through this. One, he didn't know I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say my friendship with Brad Geiger. Honestly, this check-in every week has been so good for my soul. You have been lifting me up in the shittiest moments through all the stuff that we've gone through in 2020. And I want to thank you personally, Brad, for your kindness, your friendship, and your laughter this year. This has been a redeeming point in my entire year, is your friendship in my life.
I'd be lying if I didn't say that I felt exactly the same way.
Well, thank you for that unprompted. And I want to say thank you to all of our community as well. All the folks on Patreon, all the folks on Twitter, and the comments and the emails. They have been uplifting for Brad and I's heart all year long, and frankly, been a joy-filled, humor-filled community to be a part of.
And don't forget one of the things that we are the most proudest of, and that is the ComicLab Discord server, where we see people helping each other, giving each other feedback, constructive criticism, and a lot of friendship and just supportive nature going on over at the ComicLab Discord server. It's one of the things that we are absolutely the proudest of, and thank you for that community as well.
And honestly, we have nothing but good things coming up for 2021, and we so look forward to your continued friendship and community in the months and days ahead. So we thank you, friends, for getting us through 2020, and we will see you next year.